Imagine your crazy ex-son-in-law, because he killed your daughter and your daughter's missing, blows his house up with your 2 young grandsons inside during a murder-suicide. That is what happened to Chuck and Judy Cox when Josh Powell locked his 2 young sons, Braden and Charlie, in his home and literally blew his house up. To understand that, we need to rewind so I can give you the full story. Susan Powell, the children's mother, met Josh Powell at a church event in 2000. They went on to marry the following year, and the following year, so in 2002, the couple would move into Stephen Powell, Josh's father's home, to save on finances and to save money, but would inevitably move out in 2004 because of Stephen's weird and creepy behavior towards Susan. In 2005, the couple welcomed their firstborn son, Charlie, and in 2007, they would welcome their second-born son, Braden. The home and the marriage itself was just very volatile and toxic. Josh was very controlling and abusive. His favorite form of abuse was financial abuse. Even though he could not hold down a job and Susan was the main breadwinner and the main provider, Josh controlled all of the finances, sometimes even giving Susan only $10 allowance to feed their kids for the week. The family car that Susan bought that was also in Susan's name, she was not allowed to drive, and even though she was the one with the job, she had to bike to work and leave the car with Josh. In 2007, the couple filed bankruptcy and they were $200,000 in debt. In June of 2008, Susan writes a letter to her family warning them of Josh. In the letter, Susan opens up about Josh and his threats towards her, how he threatened to destroy her if she files for a divorce or tries to leave him. She states in that letter that if she dies, it was not an accident, even if it looks like one. That letter was left in her safety deposit box that only she had access to. Susan even took videos documenting her assets just in case anything was to happen to her.
2008. It is 12:33 Mountain Time. Covering all my bases, making sure that if something happens to me or my family or all of us, that our assets are documented.
Less than 500 days after recording that video, she would be missing. December 6, 2009, Susan drops off Braden and Charlie at Latter-day Saints Church, and she comes back and picks them up, and it's just a regular day. Around 5 p.m., she lays down for a nap, and no one ever seen or heard from her again after that. The same night, around 12 or 12:30, I guess, so early the next morning, Josh decides to take Braden and Charlie camping in the middle of the night. So they go 2 hours away to a campground in Utah's West Desert. The campground was called Simpson Springs Campground. The entire family is reported missing on December 7th because no one is home and no one has showed up for work or school and things like that. So when police talk to Josh, he's not very helpful and he's basically useless. And when they interview young Charlie, he tells them that the entire family went camping, but only the 3 of them, his brother and his dad and him, came back. So police already have their eyes on Josh because nothing he's saying is adding up. So with everyone's eyes on Josh, he decides to take the 2 children and move back into his creepy dad's house. Not long after he moved in, police obtained a search warrant for Stephen's home, and the things that they found were disgusting. They found lots of evidence, and most of it being CP. And the other half of it being creepy, disgusting, obsessive photos and videos of Susan. So custody is granted to Chuck and Judy. Eventually, Josh does get supervised visits, and this is when things go south. During a supervised visit, Josh rushes the 2 boys inside, telling them he has a surprise for them, and locks the social worker out of the house. So at this point, the social worker is banging on the door, begging Josh to let the kids out or to let her come in, and Josh is just dousing the house in gasoline. piece of shit, Josh, decides to blow his entire house up with his 2 children inside. He annihilated his entire family. So justice can't be served because the coward took the easy way out. Rest in peace to Susan and those 2 boys. They did not deserve that. And this case still haunts me every single day.